Just left the Green River Lakes trailhead and we're off to a great start. Such a nice morning. Warm, dry, sunny. Got the smell of pines, got aspen trees. It's everything we could hope for on a Western backpacking trip.
It is chocolate milk season here in the Wind River Range. We are going to try and get Riley his 23rd or 4th? 22nd state high point by summiting Gannett Peak. At least that's the goal. But you know us, I'm sure we'll find a way to try and screw it up.
We're just now finishing up a little bit of a late lunch beside Green River, and due to our little bit of a late start, we've decided that today we were just going to camp at the base of Torres Creek where it empties into the Green River. Originally we were thinking maybe we'd go up Torres Creek, but that's going to be a little bit too much for today. We figured, relax, enjoy ourselves, get up Torres Creek tomorrow, and then on to Gannett.
The trail is now behind us, and we have nothing but tall grass and big boulder fields ahead. Alright, beginning of day 2. After some deliberation last night while we were cooking dinner, we decided to extend this by an extra day. So instead of trying to summit from this spot, which in all likelihood we probably could pull off, we just decided that it's probably not worth the risk of potentially not summiting when we have the time and could just take the leisurely itinerary of making this a 4-day excursion instead of a 3-day one. So that's the plan. So we're, just taking our time and eating some breakfast, and we're gonna get to this boulder field.
Yesterday we did something we haven't done in a while, and that's stopping a little bit short and not pushing ourselves. Lately we've been all about objectives and pushing ourselves, but we decided to stop and enjoy ourselves at a nice camp, and now we're ready, refreshed, and eager to start making our way up Torres Creek up there. Should be some good scrambling and boulder hopping and a good fun day, and we should be getting our first glimpse of Gannett today. I got a little inchworm buddy.
Did you come
all the way up here in the mountains.
Alright, we're nearly to the top of the pass, which is great because that means that pretty much all of the vertical gain for the day will be done. And then at that point, it's just seeing what we can find for camp, assuming these lakes on the other side have suitable flat ground for 4 tired fellas. There's our first glimpse of the prize. Tomorrow she's ours. All right, made it to camp. We're living large. The weather has just been beautiful this afternoon. Blue skies, little puffy white clouds, and now here we sit upon a beautiful alpine lake all alone.
He's going for it. Just finished up a little swim and jump session at this nice no-name lake that we're camping at. Just take a look. Well, after enjoying one of the greatest days of backpacking ever and having a nice sunny campsite and getting a view of the objective, Gannett, so close, we even have our plan for getting up early and doing it tomorrow, but we've suddenly been surprised by what appears, or what we know, is a forest fire. And we've looked at the GPS and everything. We don't have like internet, but we can tell it's coming from exactly the direction we need to exit from, and it's sealing off our only good way to exit this place. So now we're working with limited time and food to potentially figure out a way out of here without getting burned up or starving.
The sun is setting.
Your first night?
This is the second night.
So you camped down there the first night?
Yeah, well, we were down in the
Where
valley.
the fire is?
Well, actually 2 nights ago, we car camped right where the fire is. It's 3:30 in the morning, and chocolate milk season's gonna go summit Gannett Peak. All right, here we are. Sun's starting to rise. Gannett behind us, right there. So just gotta push forward and get up a bunch of loose rocks, and we're there. It was a nice night hike, lots of stars, and we're all really hoping that the sun coming up will wake us up, give us the energy we need.
Let me give you a little lesson why glaciers are dangerous. Imagine falling through the snow and being trapped down there, freeze and drown. Gotta say, minor glacier doesn't feel so minor when you're next to it. You see those crevasses that could just suck you down and eat you alive. Man, this hike up Gannett is no joke. We knew we were in for a challenge, but Safe to say we underestimated it.
We finally got a clean shot at the ridge. So we just gotta get there and then it's a little ridge walk to get to the summit. We're very close. Mitch and I are nearly there. Just one final little spine of rock to climb here, and I think that's it. And then it's going to be a quick celebration and
Right back down.
a very, very swift return. Holy hell, we did it. We are at the summit of Gannett Peak, and not a moment too soon, because we got a ways to go back, but it does feel good to have accomplished this. It was a fun little ridge scramble we got to do there at the end, so good stuff. But unfortunately, the harsh reality of our situation is becoming all too clear. Forest fire has really at least the smoke from the forest fire has really pushed towards us and our exit. So we do have a very smoky walk out of here, and I don't know how that's gonna go. Oh,
Summit beer.
clunky.
Here's to 13,810 feet.
Last night when we found out about the fire that was blocking our exit path, we decided we still had to do Gannett Peak. All day we've been seeing the valley fill with smoke. We've got internet up here. The fire has increased from 30 acres to 1,300 acres. Hopefully we didn't make a really bad decision, but who could pass up the opportunity to summit Gannett? So hopefully we can make it back to the car safe and sound.
Well, we're finally off the mountain and getting closer down to the valley from whence we came. That's Talus Field coming down. It's just an absolute soul-sucking slog. So everybody is just torched right now. So we will see. Good news is the smoke has blown significantly, in the opposite direction. So the valley and the Wind River Range proper are seemingly, mostly smoke-free. So that bodes well. Yeah, this is a wacky one, full of very tough decisions. But hey, we made it to the top of Gannett, and that's really awesome. So at least we have that to think about as we continue to slog through the boulder fields.
Man, what a welcome sight. The lake's as pretty as ever. The tents are still standing. The sun's shining. There's just so much to everything we did today. It was a crazy hike, and I'm glad I was able to do it.
All right, it's day 4. It's about 6 a.m. and we just gotta retrace our steps down towards Creek and back to the car.
Today's the day we find out if summoning Gannett and not returning to our car was a mistake or not. Will we get there and our car's burned up and the road's closed down, or will we just cruise on out and keep enjoying our trip? I think regardless of the outcome, though, we know the answer. Summoning Gannett was not a mistake. Now we begin our descent of the giant boulder field with boulders as big as cars, buses, some even as big as a small house. It was fun going up, but I don't know if it's going to be as fun going down.
Hey-oh. Squeezing.
We found ourselves some Wind River raspberries. They're good. Hope the bears don't mind if I eat a few. We're getting closer to the Green River, and that valley is filled with smoke. Once that sunlight hits it, though, it should lift out and clear out for us. And might time out just about right. About the time we get down there, it should be lifting. We're back on the trail, and I can't tell you how good it feels. I don't want to see another boulder field or scree slope for the rest of this trip. I will say it's pretty funny how within 2 days of us starting our trip, a wildfire started right near our trailhead, sealing off our only real exit. Like, you know, the winds are over 100 miles long. There's tons of trails, multiple trailheads, and it just so happened to start up to cut us off. We decided to take that gamble and summit Gannett Peak. Now we're gonna find out if this gamble pays off. I can tell you, the closer we get to the trailhead, and we're still 2 to 3 miles out, but the fire's looking a little bigger and more intense, so we'll see what lies ahead for us. And before we make it to our car and find out whether or not we can actually exit, I want to acknowledge on behalf of all of us that we all know it was an irresponsible decision to summit Gannett, despite knowing there was a fire that may block our exit. But we came here to summit Gannett, and we had to do it. And regardless of the outcome, I think we're all gonna say it was worth it.
Okay, this is the fire just
cresting this ridge right now.
Well, ladies and gents, we've seen flames. It's right at the top of the ridge where our car is parked. So, I mean, you kind of have to assume that come tomorrow, this fire might spread down into this valley, which is unbelievably freaky. So we're pretty much here. We're rolling up on the trailhead right now, and we're gonna see what the deal is, but hopefully they let us escape, because otherwise we might burn alive.
Ready to get water or go on in.
We're all over there. We got our engines over there.
We're in the car now. We arrived to the trailhead. The fire is one ridge away from us. When we pulled up, there were local firefighters. They told us we had to wait for an escort. The escort guy came and talked to us. So us and 2 other vehicles are waiting for him to turn back around, and then we're gonna get an escort out of here and drive by some of the action. Alright, watch the road, Tyler. Alright, our escort just ended, and let me say, what a ride. As Randy said, we made a very bad, irresponsible decision, and it paid off in the best way possible. We don't know how we got so lucky after being so irresponsible and disrespectful, but we got to see helicopters scooping up water from the river and dumping it on the fire. We got to see planes flying by and scooping up water. We got to see fire, we got to see moose. We got the whole show. We saw the whole entire wildland operation up close.